Hello, this is kind of like an update on my blog since I have not updated in a long time. On my control panel I've been working on for, almost 2 years, maybe longer. And here it is, so completed so far. A few more minor little tweaks I need to do, along with a few fixes. I got a few wires, so I have some LEDs not working properly, but this is it so far. The stain came out quite well. I kind of wanted to do like a standard real arcade style, but in a way I wanted to have something unique and different, so I kind of stained it this almost like a cherry, I guess. But let me go ahead and fire it up. Right now my trackball buttons are not working, and I do have a problem with my LEDs right now. For some reason, when LED blinky kicks in, they go through their animation cycle very slowly. I don't know if it's a problem with the program or if it's a USB header issue with a few of the computers, because I've been mainly using HP desktop computers, and I don't know if it's the USB header just cannot handle the traffic throughput of it, but I don't know. I have not figured out a way to get around it yet. I know if I hook it up to my Intel, the animations run real fast. If I hook it up to my laptop, same thing. So I don't know if it's just primarily an HP desktop thing or what, but I have another HP motherboard of an older one that I need to do, or I need to test it with to see. As you can tell, all my buttons are individually colored. Let me keep this thing from changing here. Minus the one LED, and if my camera will focus right now, it minus one of the LEDs that ended up going out on me a few minutes ago. I think I bumped one of the connections, which I still need to go back and kind of redo them anyways. So I have my trackball, which I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of a deep purple color. Then I have my spinner for some of my paddle games. Each player, the color of the joystick, and the top 3 buttons correspond with that joystick, that player color: red, blue, yellow. Then I did the Neo Geo style colors because I'm a big Neo Geo fan. All the player start buttons have individual, come on camera, focus, individual white LEDs in them that I kind of added in using a little bit of a drill bit and just kind of wedging it in there just right and soldering it and using hot glue of all things. Now this is going to eventually be a full cabinet, but for the time being, I'm building me a little coin box. In a way, it's not going to be a real coin box, but it will just have the player buttons, so you can pretty much insert your coins with that until I actually get to the full cabinet. And then on the ground there, you probably can see I have the 4 different player color LEDs. I need to dim the blue one a little bit because it's a little bright, along with the power supply. And those will actually light up for each individual deal. The front end I use is GameX. It's actually a really nice front end. It was between that and Atomic FE. I think that was, if I remember correctly, that was the name of it. And I like Atomic because it was neat, but then GameX to me was a little bit more simpler to set up, so I kind of went for the simple route. And then for doing my LED colors, I use LED Blinky, which is another awesome program, which is actually it's worth paying for, along with GameX, just to have. So as I go through, and plus I have MU Movies, so I added in all the animated samples. So let me go through some of my deals to kind of show you. You got, like I said again, forgive me, these are supposed to be my click buttons, but they don't work right now. I'll explain a little bit why. So let me go into my favorites, and forgive my camera work. I don't have a camera stand. And let me come over here and turn that down. Didn't expect that to be so loud. But as you can kind of see, as you cycle through the different games, each individual buttons, this is Battletoads, so this is a 3-player one, only those ones light up, and along with the correct panel button colors. I'm still going through and I need to add some more, and stupid camera is not focusing right again. along with the, as you can tell, the coin lights, well, you really probably can't tell, but red and blue you can tell is on, but green is also on and yellow is not. So like I said, I need to really dim that one. But as I go through, like Black Tiger, that one only lights up because it's a single player game. Well, it's 2-player switching. And as you can tell, player 1 only lights up, player 2, but 4 and 3 over there does not. Go to one of my other ones, my favorite, Blazing Star. As you can see again, that's red and that's yellow. Like, I don't know how well the camera will pick it up. I'll probably turn off the light here in a bit. You know, full Neo Geo game, all 4 of them. Games like Marble Madness kicks in. My trackball changes color to the corresponding trackball. With LED Blinky, you can actually, if you have a 2-trackball system, you can actually tell it, this trackball is blue, this one's red. And correspond that way, and do whatever you want, any kind of patterns. Like I said, it's a very awesome and powerful program. You know, here's another one. Let me find Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. All 4 of the coin lights light up. Player starts, and then you have your corresponding purple for Donatello, Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Raphael. They're not in the full 100% absolute spot like on the arcade machine, but hey, at least I got the colors kind of pointed out so you don't be sitting there going, okay, what position, who's who? It kind of eliminates that. And then a few others, but give me a second here. Let me flip it over really quick, and then I'll show you the guts of it. And let me also exit out Game X here. And also Game X, by the way, will do other emulators too, so you can actually have SNES, NES, Genesis, TurboGrafx 16, and so on and so on. And I think it's supposed to also do the pinball emulator, but I do not know yet. I'm trying to resist building a pinball machine. But as it exits out, my deal does a little bit of an animation. This, again, for some reason the animation is very slow. This is supposed to be really quick, so I still need to figure out what's going on with it. But give me a second and I'll flip it over here. Okay, here's the underside of it while it's doing its little idle animation. I have Groovy Game Gear's shoot for the Electric Ice trackball, forgive me. I tried to remember what it was. The Turbo Twist spinner, which I do not have it hooked up right now because like I said, I'm making major modifications. iPac 4, so I get my 4-player. I tried to do the best cable cleanup as I can, so it looks it's passable to my standards. But each individual group is all for each player, along with these are my Ultramark Pack LED 64 controllers. I have 2 of them, so I can control all the buttons that I need, and 2 of them are pretty much maxed out. Electric Ice push buttons, I think they're Electric Ice. I don't know, please correct me if I was wrong. I have the LED package for the trackball. Then I kind of added in, since I want this to be, you gotta forgive me, since it's going to be an arcade cabinet, I want to be able to make it easier to remove this panel. So I'm making some changes. I'm going to add a USB hub in there, even though I don't like them. It'll be best because I'll have just 4 connections in there, 1 connector coming out. I added in a little 15-pin D-shell connector. This actually supplies my power and all my push buttons for my coin box that I'm making, which will also go to the actual coin mechanism once I get it in. And then the little screw down board where I have the 4 colored LEDs. And my dad dremelled out a little port for me so I can have the female in. So it can be, I want to make this thing easy to where if I have to do any work on the cabinet, I can unlatch the panel here, unhook this data cable, or this power and somewhat data cable, and then unhook the USB cable, and then it will be free off. I won't have to be digging down in there trying to unhook everything, because this special cable here also has my ground for any static that gets generated on the trackball. It will actually ground it out and go through and down and out. And as you can tell, this is for my player buttons, their data, the LEDs, and then the power to my pack LEDs. I kind of cut the cable and added it in there and pinned it out. And then as you can tell, the LEDs, I kind of hot glued them down. A lot of these buttons I had to hot glue them down. For some reason, the electric ice push buttons, they're longer than normal push buttons that you can get like from HAP, because they're designed for the micro leaf and then the standard push button, or micro switch, excuse me. So I kind of noticed they're a little bit loose. Like this one here, this is not bad. That's not loose at all. But if you look at this one, I think this is the one. Yeah, this is one of my ones. It's so easy for it to slide out. So I just kind of added a little, I need to re-hot glue that, just a little bit of hot glue on them, just to kind of hold them in place for any chances of it giving out. Now my spinner and trackball, what I'm changing on them is, let's see if I can angle this right. My trackball controller is right in there. And then over here is for my spinner, the Turbo Twist. These are great controllers. They come with the spinner and trackball that you can get from Groovy Game Gear. But I do not like them because one thing is I cannot define this is mouse 1, this is mouse 2. And I want to be able to do that, so whenever my push buttons light up, I can say, okay, spinner, your mouse 2, and only your button LEDs light up. Well, right now, this thing sees them as both as mouse 1, so it will just light up, it will light up all 6 when I just want the individual. I want just the 3, or the 3 over here, or 2, 1, whatever. So what I'm replacing it with is Ultramark's UHDI controller. This is a little programmable board where you can actually change each pin's configuration to anything. I mean absolutely anything. You want this pin to be 5 volts, it'll be 5 volts. You want it to be ground, it'll be ground. You want it to be for trackball mouse detection, your quadrants, it'll be a quadrants. You can do just about anything. The top, this section of pins you really can't do much because they're defaulted, but that's fine. So, and it will actually take me down from, right now I have 5 USB cables, iPack, the 2 LED controllers, and then the spinner and the mouse controller, or a trackball controller. This will actually cut it down to just 4 USB cables, and then I can put a little 4-port hub in there and call it good. But that's the inside of it. I said I was going to turn off the lights, but I kind of don't feel like flipping it back over because I want to start working on this and pulling it apart. But once I get it kind of straightened out, I'll actually do another video so you can kind of see. So again, forget my camera work, and I'm not very good at speaking out like this. So, but this is my panel, and hopefully eventually, and sometime in the future when I can actually get more time, I can actually build me my full cabinet and get that kind of rared up to go. But life kind of takes higher precedence than this. This is just a little side hobby. So have a good evening. Bye-bye.